I'm Ian Ashpitel. I play the part of Ernie Wise. Originally from Lancashire, Lee in Lancashire. I joined the Royal Navy at 16 and was in the Navy for 9 years. And then the submarine, I was in submarines. The submarine broke down in Plymouth. And I went to see a play at the Hove Theatre. I met Sue Pollard and Tibbet Taylor. And I then bought myself to the Navy to become an actor. So I went to drama school, and which is where I met Jonty.
Well, I'll pick up there. So I'm Jonty Stevens. I play Eric, and as Ian said, we both met at drama school. I was in the year. Well, I was in my final year, and Ian was the first year, weren't you?
I was. He used to. Yeah, I was his fag. Can we say that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just did. Yeah, he was. You were. What were you, a mature student? Weren't you?
I was a mature student, yes.
And I was an immature student, so nothing's changed there. No, so I'm originally from Warwickshire and got interested in acting through school plays. I'm an English teacher, auditioned for the National Youth Theatre. Anyway, I ended up going to drama school, which is where I met Ian, and then we've been acting ever since.
And the show is obviously heading out on tour now, guys. Obviously, you've been doing it for a few years anyway, but what can you tell me audiences can expect from the show?
Well, it's the nearest you'll get, hopefully, to seeing a Morecambe and Wise show live. That was the idea that when we decided to put this one together, because we originally wrote a play about them called Eric and Ern, and through doing that play and working on it, we just decided we sort of try and do this, didn't we, Dean? And see if we could put together like a Morecambe and Wise show for now.
It's like a spin-off. It's songs, sketches, and routines. All the sketches and songs you know and love, with a few surprises, but all in the style of Eric and Ern. There's nothing that will jar. We are really trying to be as true to Eric and Ern as we possibly can be in every single way: script, costume, mannerisms, everything. Apart from the money.
Yeah. We don't get the money they earn.
Disappointing.
Oh, we also try and be funny as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do we?
Funny, apparently.
And obviously, as you say, you've kind of had that friendship for kind of 40 odd years. Does that help you kind of when you are bringing the show to life?
Definitely. I mean, I couldn't do it with anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, that's the...
I could do it with somebody else very easily.
Yeah. See, that's
quite easily. In fact, you look a bit like Eric Morecambe. No. We've known each other almost as long as Eric and Ern. Eric and Ern knew each other 44 years, and I think we're 43 years, Jonty. Yeah. So and that's what they had. Yeah, the magic they had was the chemistry they had, and they were like brothers. And this, and they were interviewed once, and they said, "What makes it work?" And Eric said, "Well, I make him laugh, and he makes me laugh." And kind of, as you can see, that's kind of our basis of our relationship.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I never knew.
Yeah.
And then obviously they've had so many amazing sketches and moments over the years, Morecambe and Wise. How do you approach about which ones you want to honour in the show?
It's a really good question. I mean, I think Ian always says, we've mined the nuggets, I think, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah. And also, there's a way of putting it together that we've learned through trial and error. Because when we started off, we tried to copy them absolutely to the movement, to the word, to the syllable, and we came a cropper because they're them and we're us. And comedy is about timing. So we've got our own timing. It's very similar to theirs, but it's our timing. Jonty's got great comedy timing, and and like Ernie, I tee them up and he knocks them at the park, sort of thing. So it really is, yeah.
No, I think what just to carry on that theme, I think what we were trying to be so accurate, but actually what we realised, of course, is that we're playing to a different audience every night. So there will be laughs when you're not expecting laughs, and what was usually an absolute belter one night, you won't get. So you discover a way to navigate through it, and hopefully, we've learned over the years that we've been doing it.
And it must be so special when you get to kind of bring that kind of comedy to a new audience, like bringing it to a 2026 audience, that legacy that you guys are carrying on?
Yeah, I mean, I think we as in, you know, we want to keep that, be as true to them as we can. And I think what's exciting for us is obviously feeling great honour to portray the boys, the two icons of British comedy, but it's bringing it to not only the fans, the die-hard Morecambe and Wise fans, but also the new people and the young people who come and see it.
Yeah. Also, just to pick it up on that as well, somebody asked us the other day, we get constantly asked, because we've been doing it for quite a while now, do you still enjoy doing it? And we love doing it, because it's not just the fact that you're on stage with your best mate doing comedy, fantastic comedy. It's the audience reaction afterwards. There's a real emotional connection with the audience. And afterwards, when we speak to them, they are, for 2 hours, they feel like they've been watching Morecambe and Wise, and that takes them to a very special place. Either when they used to watch it with their mum and dad, or their brothers or sisters, their family, it takes them back to a special time as well. So for us, it's become a way of life rather than as a job, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. Because sorry, because what we always say is, you know, Morecambe and Wise weren't just liked by the British public; they were loved.
Yeah.
They were loved. So we, in portraying them, get a little bit of that love as well, because we, as Ian said, we take them back to times that they remember watching with their parents at Christmas, as it's coming up for Christmas now, you know.
And obviously, I know you say you guys aren't necessarily trying to be them exact, but is there ever a pressure that you guys feel when you are performing the show?
Yeah, there's a huge pressure. I mean, I think what we meant by that, saying we are trying to be them exactly, but we have to do it within the confines of our show, of a live show. So you can't actually deliver certain lines that they might have delivered one way, because there's a big laugh happening. So you might have to wait. So we absolutely try as hard as we can to portray Morecambe and Wise, Eric and Ern as truthfully and as honestly and as accurately as we possibly can. Otherwise, I don't think we'd have been doing it for so long. If we hadn't done that, we'd have been finished, I think.
Yeah, and it is, the word is portray. It is portrayal. We're actors. You know, we're not comedians. We're actors. So we've studied them and we've worked with them. We know their backstory because we wrote the play. We know them as people as well as performing them, you know, performing as them as comedians. So that all that goes into the pot. And the other thing is, I don't think we've ever worked, either of us have worked as hard at this as anything in our lives, really. We work really hard at this. We work at it like they did. We rehearse, you know, do line runs all the time, like they would rehearse. And you have to, because it's just the two of us bouncing off each other.
And then what's your kind of own mental and physical preparation for a performance, say in the kind of hour before you go on that stage? What are you guys doing to get in the role?
That's mine. It's done. No, I mean,
it's a good question, actually. I think Jonty and I banter all the time, so there's a little bit of banter going on. That's you know, we're going on as Eric and Ern. I pace backstage. I pace a little bit. Jonty stands still. I tend to pace a little bit. But we say the same thing before we go on any show, any performance. We say, take your time, listen. You never know who's in, and we always say that. We've always said that before we go on.
That is a mantra that is like we can't not do that. Otherwise, the world would fall apart if we didn't say that.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've had quite lovely feedback from the kind of families of Morecambe Wise. How is that for you both?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. And it continues. I mean, the first time Gary saw us, we were doing Edinburgh, and we got a message saying that Gary Morecambe was in the audience. And of course, we were dying to meet him. We'd never met him before. So suddenly he's in the audience, and he was there to watch us perform as Eric and Ern. So there's quite a bit of pressure on that performance.
Yes.
But after the show, as the audience filed out, we came from backstage, and there was Gary standing there. But the two girls, about 25, 26, come up to us and said, can we just say that was absolutely fantastic, the best show I've ever seen. It was an amazing show. We loved it. Thank you. And as they walked away, Gary just stepped in and said, did you pay them to say that? And we did, didn't we, Jonty? We did.
Yeah,
we did pay them.
Yeah.
We did. It was worth it. No, I mean,
it's true. No, we've got. Yeah, go on, Jonty. Gary's great, isn't he?
I'm just saying that that Gary did say at one point, I think, to us, he said when I was watching you boys performing live, it took me back to when I was 12 years old in my little tweed jacket, watching my dad and Uncle Ernie. So that's pretty extraordinary to get that from Eric's son. So fingers crossed we do them justice, which is the main thing.
And obviously, you add some kind of newer material into the show as well. I suppose that's another key element to keeping audiences fresh and alive with the show, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, but as Ian said, we write it's in the style of, and in fact, there's one routine that we do in the show that goes down so well, and people say, "Oh, I remember that," and actually they didn't, because it's an original one that we've done in the style of Eric and Ern. But that's the greatest compliment, because it doesn't jar. But we also, we're putting it together. We talked about it, and you thought, when you've got to do some of the greatest hits, I would say if you go and see a big band, like you went to see, I don't know, the Rolling Stones or something, and they open up saying, "All right, well, we're going to do it all off the new album," and the whole audience goes, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
And you're waiting for those big songs, or those sketches in our case.
Yeah.
This might be an appallingly cheesy question, but simply, what brings you both sunshine?
Alcohol. No, joke.
But playing golf.
Playing golf. Exactly. Playing golf.
No, hang on. It says here, being with our wives and children.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot that. That's being at home, having a love. Yes, wives and children. Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
But basically playing golf. No.
And then this is a fun fact for Jonty, really. The first ever Shakespeare I saw was Merry Wives of Windsor. I saw it in the cinema, not at the Globe, and that sparked a whole Shakespeare interest for me.
Oh wow!
So thank you for that.
Nice
but then
pleasure.
for you guys, what was?
So it's his fault.
It was his fault. It was. I've seen so.
No. Christopher Benjamin was outstanding in that as Falstaff. Outstanding.
Oh yeah, I've still got the DVD and I watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, superb. But then for you guys, what were the kind of theatre shows that have had a big impact on your lives?
Yeah, it's a good one. Well, Ian.
Well, for me, what got me into theatre was, I think, we went with the church in Lancashire to Manchester to see Peter Pan. And I think I was about 10 years old. And it was just the magic of it. Was like, I thought it was magical. And from that moment on, I think I always wanted to be an actor or be on the stage doing something. But when at a drama school, I've seen a few productions of, like I saw Kenneth Branagh do Henry V, and I saw Master Builder at Coventry, and then Atul Fugard play with Anthony Sher called Hello Goodbye. So there's pieces of theatre that have stuck with me over the years. That just were magical, really.
I suppose, being a Warwickshire boy, and I was at college in Stratford on Avon, so I was lucky enough doing my A levels there. We had a great relationship with the sort of people at the RSC, and I remember going to see Hamlet with Michael Pennington playing Hamlet. It's the first time I'd ever seen Hamlet, and it was just like, wow, that sort of blew me away, really. Yeah. Sort of really got my acting juices going to try and make a profession of it. How foolish!
Yes, and of course I played Faustus. I played Faustus at drama school, and Jonty you were Pericles, weren't you, darling? You're Pericles, weren't you?
We both played the titular roles. Can he say titular?
Yes. Did you fall off a cliff? Did you fall off a cliff in Cornwall? Is that what you?
Yeah. At the Minack Theatre.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, if we could turn the tables and ask Eric and Ern a question themselves, what would you guys want to ask them?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask Eric, why did he choose Luton Town over Morecambe Football Club? That's what I'd like. Because he was born in Morecambe, but he followed Luton Town. That's a really trite question, but I'd quite like to know the reason the choice.
Yeah.
And I'd ask Ernie, is it really a wig? very funny story. We did something for Sky Television called The Christmas Carol, and we went into makeup. And Jonty had a hairpiece because he's playing Eric when he was slightly younger, so they made him in a hairpiece. And then he said to me, "So Ian, here's Ernie's wig." I went, "What?" He said, "Here's Ernie's wig." I went, "He didn't wear a wig." I went, "Yes, he did. Eric mentioned it all the time." I went, "It was a gag," and she spent about £400 on a wig that was never used.
You fed it a saucer of milk, didn't you?
I did, yes.
and simply to wrap up this wonderful conversation with you guys, what would you hope someone takes away from seeing Eric and Ern?
Well, I think what you said is what brings you sunshine and laughter. Sunshine and laughter from the lyrics to Bring Me Sunshine, sunshine and laughter. And if you come and see it, we'll hope you'll guarantee to have a laugh. And with that, and hopefully there'll be generations coming like who watched Eric and Ern. So grandparents, parents, and bring in the kids as well. And they all laugh at the same jokes. That's what I hope.
Yeah. It's to come into the theatre, have that shared experience, and leave happier than when you arrived.
And also, we'll be collecting on the door with a cap. So if you can put money on the way out.
Ian, Jonty, it's a dream to talk to you both. What a treat. This has proper cheered me right up. So thank you so much.
Oh, look.
We'll see you in Leicester.